Ravens taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And we are underway here in Las Vegas. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, accentuate the positive, because that's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air, receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back who likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That's a good way to start the drive, 17 yards and a first down. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. Down the sideline he goes. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. A great effort there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Raiders go down the field in just 2 plays to take the early lead. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. So here come the Ravens now, ready to get the football for the first time. They will be led out by the 6-foot lefty from Alabama. It's Tua Tagovailoa.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game. Almost like basketball, where both teams press, and one team gets an advantage, our team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not. Just settle in, get calm before you go for the big strikes.
Dexter Lawrence racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Tua going to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. Here's 3rd and 10. Here's Tua. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
The numbers for Williams a week ago, 14 carries, 64 yards.
There were some signs of life from their ground game last week, but overall, just a so-so performance. Everyone knows they can make a slight improvement how they contribute to this aspect of the offense. Linemen can set their blocks and hold them a little bit longer, and he can be quicker to the hole and hit a lane. If they do that, they should get some better numbers produced this week.
That is caught. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 41-yard line. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 41. They go back to the ground with Williams. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
And, CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level. And sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect. This is an offense that's near the bottom of the league in rushing, so defensively coming in, you've got to know you're going to see the ball in the air a lot. And that time, it's a completion and a 1st down on this opening drive.
On 1st down, Tagovailoa. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. Looking to pass. Tua.
Now throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
And his kick is right there. It's good, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
The Raider offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC.
And as we take a look at the playoff picture, certainly still a lot of jostling to go in these final few weeks. For the moment, they would be a wild card team, far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
So much to play for, and remember, 7 teams in each conference go to the playoffs instead of 6. And not to mention, remember when the league made that move a few seasons ago to put divisional games at the end of the year? So you get to week 16 and 17, you're playing for playoff spots, and you're playing divisional games. Couldn't be more exciting than that.
A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 23 carries, 55 yards, and a touchdown.
It's a very nice winning streak that they're on, and they've really seen this offense come into its own as a unit. And one of the keys is that the ground game has been established, and it's keeping the defense honest near the line of scrimmage. Sometimes that leads to huge games for him. Other times, he plays a complementary role to someone else. But however it's getting done, they're winning week after week.
Stroud on 3rd down now.
And he fires one, but incomplete.
Now that's a good bounce back after giving up a touchdown on the opening drive. Just 1 first down permitted and then out. Obviously no loss of confidence with that defense, and now they get to turn it back to their offense.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. On 2nd down, Williams. And he's able to get up here to the 26. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a 1st down, pick it up, and keep moving.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
2nd and a couple.
Now we give up the middle to Williams. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards still to go. Third down now. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he will have a Ravens first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Over the middle, complete to Judy. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down. Up the middle, it's Williams. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. 12 yards the pickup there, good for a Raven first. They had 3 tight ends in on that set, and they were really good at blocking for their running back.
And give them a lot of credit because in football nowadays, tight ends coming out of college often don't block very often. These guys have really developed into superior blockers, and that's why they use them in this formation so often.
Now a 2nd and 6. Tua sets up to pass it. And the Raiders have got him. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
So here's a 3rd and 14. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Raiders pick it up. Does the big boy have the juice? And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. Point after here coming up. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The offense getting set again. We spotlight Javonte Williams, the running back. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to...
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now. After one, a 14-3 ball game. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 4th down coming up. The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there at holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And Jacobs is going to have a Raiders first down as he's up to the 40-yard line. The Raiders at 9-4 now on the year, and they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset, being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 5. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
They begin the drive with Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. They run it again with Williams. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Fielded at the 33. It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Time again to see Josh Jacobs and this Vegas offense operate. He's over 40 yards here in the 2nd quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was a strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Stroud. Open man is Higgins.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back. But now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. 49 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. They'll throw it with Stroud here, 1st and 10. Throw left side complete. That's Jacobs. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. From the 41, here's a 2nd down and 6. Stroud to throw it. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's taken down inside the 30. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well. Back to the running game with Jacobs. Down at the 25.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Stroud. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Raiders are able to stretch out their lead. And when the quarterback drops and has a guy that wide open in the end zone, his eyes have to get just as big as grapefruits.
Oh, without a doubt. And this is the easiest throw you're going to get, and you're going to get the benefit of a touchdown on top of it. Make that throw.
Now the extra point. And it's 21-3. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. They'll hand it off now, Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
The pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now. The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Pulled in at the 24. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out is their quarterback with this offense to take over once more. He had 3 touchdown passes in that game a week ago. He's got 2 already here in this first half as his guys start 1st and 10. Throwing now is Stroud. And got his man complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Stroud off the play fake. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
As Stroud now to throw. He finds his man complete. That's Jacobs. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No first down. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. And his kick here is good. And the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's 24-3. So everything else has gone right in this first half. Kind of follows that it would for their kicker, too, as he adds 3 more onto the lead.
Yeah, and the way that this one's gone, definitely not looking like he's going to have to worry too much about pressure kicks late in the game. He can go out there free and easy, just work on his form, and he knocked that one through.
And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Williams. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that will bring up 2nd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Dancing to his left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Tagovailoa going to try and throw on 3rd down. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And we'll see what he can do on the return. Now a hit and a loose football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. We'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Stroud now on 1st and 10. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out, and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoor him, and that time looked well for a solid gain.
And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Here's Stroud. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. They've been in the red zone 3 times in this game and have not scored a single point. Can they break through here on 2nd and goal? Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we... Touchdown, Raiders! A great play there as the first half is winding down. And the Raiders are able to add on to their first half lead.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Extra point attempt to come here. And that'll increase their lead to 28. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. We just watched a very good first half out of the Ohio State man, C.J. Stroud. He connected on 3 touchdown passes in those first 2 quarters as his guys have built up a sizable lead here at the break.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's second down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 39-yard line.
Tua to throw again. That's going to be caught by Judy. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Offensive line wasn't set. There's the flag, and 5 yards back they go.
Quarterback has to look around and make sure that his team is ready to go. Sometimes the quarterbacks go faster than is necessary.
The false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. From the gun, it's Tua. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Dexter Lawrence able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 42 yards. And you need a big play? Go to your big play guy.
Listen, that's football 101. When you have to have it, you expect that guy to step up. A lot of people call these receivers divas. Sometimes just leadership when they get in the huddle and say, get me the ball. I'm about to make a big play.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. Tua setting up shop to throw again. Now the ball comes loose. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
So here comes the Raiders offense. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now Tua. And he's going to taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second. Here's Tua. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Tua going to throw. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. Now the Ravens bring out the field goal unit here. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that drops a deficit from 28 to 25. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. The first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more...
A big seam, and he might go all the way. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 68 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another first and 10. Play action. Stroud now. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Another big gain or 2 in succession as this one goes for 32.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
On first down, here's Stroud. And he'll spot Higgins open left side. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up second down. Now Stroud. And he'll find Hall. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. Second down and 3, ball on the 7. Stroud out of the gun here. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
I wonder, Brandon, I just wonder, you think maybe he was worried about where he was on the field? Was he far enough? Was he close enough to the first down sticks?
Absolutely. He was right there by him, and I think he was thinking first down before he caught that football.
Yeah, got to catch it first, because if you don't catch it, there's no chance of picking up a first down.
So tack on 3 more, though this, it's just a rare drive where they did not find the end zone.
Yeah, you're right about that, partner, but at this point, I don't think you're too concerned about that. You just want to possess the football for a while and drain the clock. If you can get 3 out of it, that's great too.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Out of the gun on third down, here's Tua. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But also have to remember, they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Well, they may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Stroud to the air on 1st and 10. Over the middle, he finds Higgins. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at their 48-yard line.
Now they'll go play action here with Stroud. And that one complete once again to Higgins. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Now that's a catch of some significance. It's number 631 of his career, and why that's significant, it ties him with Hall of Famer Raymond Berry.
He was one of the most precise route runners at any position during his time in his career. So I think that we're seeing something very similar here. He may not have known Raymond Berry, but he goes about his business the same way. Understands how defenses are going to play, understands where the leverage is, and goes away from it to the tune of 631 catches.
And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. 3rd and 4.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Higgins. And he won't get to the marker. He's a yard short. A pickup of 3. It leaves him with 4th and 1. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Throwing now is Stroud. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 4th down, no problem. 19 yards that time, but now it's 1st and 10. Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the 4th.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all, but in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
Now 2nd and 9. Stroud. There's Hall bringing in another one. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. The Raiders on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. A great effort there with his 3rd touchdown so far, number 13 now on the year. And the Raiders are closing in on win number 10 as they extend this 4th quarter lead. Extra point forthcoming. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays, and it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And that 5-game win streak is ticking away here in the fourth quarter. Just haven't been as sharp in this one. Tua now on first down. And he will find his man on the outside. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Tua once again here on 2nd and 10. Over the middle, complete. It's man. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 22 yards there, a first down.
First down, Baltimore.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's man. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
A gain of 12. And the Ravens first down.
And again, it's Tagovailoa. His throw incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
This one swung out to Williams. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Are backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And the Raiders have got him. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a first down. The Ravens go for it, but come up empty. And the Raider D, they get the football back. So they'll trudge off the field with a bitter taste in their mouths after that failed 4th down conversion.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of analysis there on the sidelines. Was it the right call? Was it against the right defense? Should they have even gone for it at all? Will that change what they do going forward in this game? A lot of questions to be answered by them. The defense doesn't really care. They're like, bring it on again. We'll stop you the next time, too.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. Well, up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. But they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
A good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Setting to throw on first down is Tua. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Tua sets up to pass it. Got his man. It's Williams. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Well, the Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
The Ravens send their punter out now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. Las Vegas' offense back out there ready to go. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll be brought down right on the 50. A gain of 3.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. There, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll leave them with a 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Tua looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Ravens first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Going to the air, Tagovailoa.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
From the gun, it's Tua. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Tua setting up shop to throw again. It's complete to Williams. And he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49, a gain of just 2. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
On the coverage defensively.
Here's Tua. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And this is dropped it incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone as time has run out on this ball game.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Raiders, it's a 10th win of the year now as they move to 10-4. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, they'll drop to 9-5 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.